been 3 years since I last filmed my videos. This is super exciting for me. I have a new camera and all new lights, so I'm super keen to get back into YouTube. Today I created this kind of everyday glam look, super good for any real daytime occasion. It's super glowy, there's a pop of pink, and it's also using all affordable products, so who couldn't love that. I hope you enjoyed my video, and if you want to see how I get this look, then please keep on watching. So I have you guys super zoomed into my face. We're going to do eyes first. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Fit Me concealer in the shade 15, and I'm just going to pop that from underneath my brow to the bottom. And I'm just going to use this as an eyeshadow base today. So I'm just going to take my damp beauty sponge and I'm going to blend that out. I'm just going to take my RCMA No Colour Powder. I just have it in this tiny little purple container from Daiso. It's the cheapest kind of translucent powder that I've come across. I will admit though, I haven't tried many since finding this. I love this powder. It's perfect for almost every single skin tone, and it doesn't change the colour of the product that you are applying it on top of. And it's matte, but it's not too matte that it makes you look really dry and scaly. Alrighty, so the affordable palette that I'm going to be taking today is the Mecca Maxima Desert Queen. I love this eyeshadow palette. For the price, I think it's like $40. You get 15 shades, 4 mattes, and the rest are shimmers. I'm going to take this like beige colour, and it won't really do much, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put it in my crease just as a transition colour, so that if there's any tackiness from the concealer, this is going to smooth it out and make it all nice and perfect for me to blend over. Then I'm going to take this colour and I'm just going to pop that in my crease. Now, as this is an everyday glam, I don't want to do anything too dark or too crazy because it is obviously during the day. I'm patting on the outside, so I'm taking my product, patting it on the outside, and then blending towards the inside. So when I've got the least amount of product on my brush, that's when I go more into the inner corner. I'm trying to leave the bulk of the product on the outer corner, just to elongate the eyes. I'm going to go in with my NYX contour kit. This is much loved and even missing a shade. I'm going to take this dark chocolate brown and I'm just going to pop that right on the outer corner. And definitely if you're working on a budget, I think that's something to think about, is that you can use practically any product for anything. So if you've got, say, a bronzer palette or, you know, a highlighting palette, they work perfectly as eyeshadows. So I did a poll on my Instagram stories to see if you guys wanted a drugstore makeup look or a daytime glam. So I'm just going to combine the two practically, and here we are. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to take a flat shader brush. This is my Zoeva smudger brush. And I'm going to take that same dark contour color, and I'm really just going to focus this on the lash line, so pushing into the lashes. This will make your lashes look a bit thicker, and as well it'll make them darker. This is exactly why I do eyes first, because I always get a little heavy-handed and make a mess. Alrighty, so another tip that I have is I'm going to take my Flower Beauty Illuminator. This is in Pearlescense. I just put that on the back of my hand, and then with a flat shader brush, I'm just going to go like this and cut the crease. What I love about this is that because it's a highlighter and it's not necessarily an eyeshadow, it isn't going to dry down super quickly, so it gives you a bit of time to play around and perfect the shape. So I'm going back in with the Desert Queen palette. First champagne shade. This is beautiful. I love using this as a highlight as well. Just gonna pop that right on the inner corner. Alrighty, I'm gonna take this copper shade. I'll pop that on kind of the rest of the illuminator and just take it all the way to that outer corner, but just patting motions, not swiping, just light patting. I especially love using the Jeffree Star liquid frosts for this technique because they have a bit of glitter in them which kind of shines through whatever pigment you put over the top. Okay, so I've zoomed you guys out for the skin. Alright, what I'm first going to do is I'm going to take my Cetavil moisturiser. This is literally massive. But this is just my go-to primer, I guess you could say. Probably put a little bit too much. So when your face is looking nice and red and blotchy, that's when you know that you've done enough. Okay, now what I like to do is take my Bepanthan. You literally need, like, I'm not even joking, like maybe that's even too much. And what I'm gonna do is just pop it on. So by the time it comes to putting lipstick on, my lips will be nice and moisturized. I've still got a bit of that illuminator on the back of my hand, but I'm going to pop on some Flower Beauty In Your Prime illuminating primer. So I'm just going to take with my sponge on the high points of the face. So on the tops of the cheekbones, down the nose. I'm also going to pop some above my brows and the upper lip. Alrighty, now I'm kind of fake tanned, but kind of blotchy, kind of gross. So I'm going to take my Flower Beauty Light Illusion foundation. So I'm just gonna pop that on. It's an alright shade match. It'll do. I love this foundation because it's medium coverage, so it's definitely buildable to full coverage, but you can still sheer it out. Taking another 2 pumps of that on the back of my hand over this, my problem area, where all my little scars are. I never like to put a lot of foundation on anyone's forehead just because as we speak and we raise our eyebrows and frown, we get creases there, so it's more likely that you'll end up with little separation at the top of your forehead. Alrighty, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my LA Pro Conceal. This is in the colour Peach. I just at the moment have really blue under eye circles. Some of that right under the eyes, just in that little hollow. Again, with my beauty blender, I'm just going to blend that out. Alrighty, now I'm going to take another Maybelline concealer, but this is the Master Conceal by Face Studio. This is amazing. I have the Too Faced Born This Way concealer, and I would say that this is almost an exact dupe. Like, it's taking the shade of 30 light to medium and just a dot next to it of 10 fair. In my opinion, the better way to get a more natural kind of daytime look is to apply a cream. So this is actually the Fit Me concealer in the shade 30 Cafe. And I just put that kind of on the tops of my cheekbones and then just along the hairline, around my nose. I'm also going to take my LA Pro Concealer. This is in the shade Espresso. I only put a little bit of this one because it is quite a bit darker. Put it just below the lip like this. That's actually going to make your bottom lip look a bit more pouty, which who wouldn't want that? So I'm just going to take the back of my beauty blender and I kind of twist and pull, which sounds crazy, but it just blends it out so effortlessly without picking up any of the product that's underneath it. Now, lucky for me, I have orange hair, so this doesn't really make my hairline any more orange than normal. But if you have blonde hair, I suggest going a little bit lighter in this area, just because always, I remember when I was blonde, I would end up with all these little orange fuzzies from... Alrighty, now I'm going to take my RCMA No Colour Powder, and I'm just going to set my under eyes. Alrighty, so my next step is I go in with blush. So for blush, I'm going to take the Flower Beauty Flower Pots Powder Blush, wow, tongue twister, in Peach Primrose. This is a gorgeous peachy shade. It's much like MAC Peaches, which is a really good blush, but since having this, I haven't went and picked up another one of my MAC ones, so that tells you something. As well, this shade goes so well on so many skin tones. It's a blessing. Even when I'm more fair, I like to wear this on its own, like no bronzer, no contour, no nothing. Now I'm going to go in with a little bit of contour, and I'm just going to take the NYX Contour Palette and take the tiny bits left in there, and I'm just going to go just lightly underneath. Alrighty, now before we do highlight and brows, I like to set my face. I've been loving the Flower Beauty sprays. I've got a matte one for more of my oily girls, and then a more hydrating one for the ones that get a bit dry. So I'm going to take the hydrating one, and I'm just going to set the outsides of my face with this. So for highlight, I'm going to take the Master Chrome by Maybelline. This is in the shade Molten Gold. So I like to get my brow bone and the tops of my cheekbones and just up towards the hairline. And this is why I like to do my brows last, because I kind of fluff them about while I'm doing this. And I just like to smile and put it right on the apples. And then on the tip of my nose and down the bridge. I also like to put it on the sides of my nose. Okay, I'm going to take my Flower Beauty Highlighting Trio. This does come with a brush also, but I don't know where it went. This is actually a really good dupe for 3 of my favourite highlighters. So the top one is a lot like Moonstone by Becca. The middle one is a lot like MAC Soft and Gentle. And the last one is a lot like Champagne Pop. The last one's a bit more gold than peachy, but for the price, it's still a perfect dupe. Okay, so with my fan brush, I'm just going to take the pink and the gold mixed together. So I just put that on the tops of my cheekbones. So next up is brows. Now this is one of the things that I get the most questions about because I use soap for brows. I'm going to take my BH Cosmetics Studio Pro Brow Palette. Now this is great. It's got the whole top row of waxes and pomades and then the rest of powders. It's also a really good dupe for the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Book, I think that's what it's called. Just brush all the brow hairs up. This is just with a disposable spoolie. I'm going to take this orange shade in the corner. Now, that looks really light, but it's actually quite dark, so I just like to go quite sparingly. Now I like to take my current soap, and I also have the Avene thermal spring water. This is literally just water in a can. And I spray just so it's wet. Disposable spoolie. I'm just gonna rub backwards and forwards in the soap and then just brush through the brows. And if you're not that keen into putting soap in your brows, then I suggest the Ardell Brow Gel. That's probably the best one that I've come across. But this just like, I don't even know how to explain it. It like hardens your brows, which sounds so strange. But like it's just, it works like nothing else. Alright, so I'm going to do a pop of colour. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take my blush. I'm just going to pop that on my lower lash line. Now I love colour, so this is really just a tiny pop of colour for me. A tiny blending brush, like literally tiny. And I'm going to take this hot pink shimmer shade. And I'm just going to run that over where I put that pink. So this is just going to deepen it and also make it shimmery, so it's a really nice contrast. Now I'm going to take a mix of 2 highlight, this one here. just gonna pop that on the inner corner. Just because I want something more of a pink on the inner corner, I'm going to take my All About That shade palette by Sports Girl. This is a much loved palette of mine. It's just a whole palette of shimmers. Take this white shade. It's actually pink iridescent, so it's beautiful. I'm just going to pop that right on the inner corner. And I'm just going to wipe away the foundation that I have on my lips and any of that lip balm. And take my mascara. I like the Define-A-Lash mascara by Maybelline. I'm just going to take an Essence. This is the Wet Look lip gloss and this is in the shade Let It Go. This is the finished look. Thanks for watching my video, guys. Please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and to leave a comment down below with anything you guys want to see. Don't forget to subscribe so you can keep up to date with any of my content, and also my Instagram will be down below so you can see what I'm doing day to day. Thanks, guys.